forgotten orphanage. I was never meant to find that place, not in this lifetime. But some places don't care about fate. Some places just want to be found. It started with a letter, an actual handwritten letter, sealed in red wax and delivered to my apartment mailbox with no return address. The envelope was thick, the kind that felt like it came from another century. Inside, a single sheet of yellowed parchment with curled edges and a peculiar scent, like rotting lavender. It read, "To whom it may concern, the estate of St. Icarus Orphanage has been unclaimed for 72 years. As the last living relative of the founder, ownership now passes to you. We advise you to visit the property at your earliest convenience. Do not delay. The custodian." I had never heard of St. Icarus Orphanage. No family stories, no whispers, no mentions in any dusty photo albums. And yet, my curiosity outweighed my caution. That was my first mistake. The orphanage sat at the edge of a forgotten town in upstate New York, beyond decaying road signs and gas stations that had long stopped selling gas. The GPS refused to recognize the address. I had to navigate by a crumbling map folded into the back of the letter. I found it at the end of a dead road, cloaked in ivy and shadow. 3 stories tall, with turrets and broken gables, the building loomed like a dying cathedral. Every window was black. Every shutter hung loose. The wrought iron gates creaked open at my touch. I should have left right then. But some part of me, maybe the part that had always felt misplaced in the world, needed to see what was inside, needed to understand. The front doors were open, not wide, but just enough to suggest I was expected. Inside, the air was thick with mildew and old wood. The wallpaper had long since peeled away in curls, revealing cracked plaster beneath. Portraits hung on the walls, children with sunken eyes, their faces blurred by mold or time. In the center hallway stood a check-in desk. Behind it, a ledger book still lay open. The last entry was dated 1932. Room assignments, feeding schedules, disciplinary notes. Subject number 17 refuses to eat again, says the walls whisper secrets. Subject number 9 attempted escape. Hallways shifted, found crying in furnace room. I closed the book. The building groaned, as if exhaling for the first time in decades. I wandered. Every hallway led to more hallways, spiraling inward like a maze. The rooms were as you'd expect. Bunk beds with rusted frames, toys with missing eyes, scraps of children's drawings, stick figures standing in fire or with black blotches for heads. In one room, I found a music box still playing, though the gears were exposed and broken. In another, a mobile hung from the ceiling, fashioned from human teeth. My flashlight began to flicker, and then I heard it. Laughter, not joyful, not innocent, mocking. I followed it like a fool, down into the basement. The stairs groaned with every step. Walls narrowed, air thinned. At the bottom, a hallway lined with doors, each marked not with numbers, but with symbols, circles, slashes, triangles etched in red paint that hadn't faded. Behind one door, a soft thumping. Behind another, whispering. I opened none of them. At the end of the hall, a large iron door. It was ajar. Inside, a circular room, stone walls blackened by soot. Chains bolted into the floor, and in the center, a crib. Something stirred inside it. I approached, slowly. Every instinct in me screamed to run. Inside the crib wasn't a baby. It was a doll, porcelain, cracked. Its eyes opened. "Welcome home," it whispered. I turned and ran. The hallways didn't lead back the same way. They twisted, rearranged. Staircases turned into slides. Doors vanished. The building was alive, and it didn't want me to leave. Voices followed me. Children singing songs in reverse, scratching sounds on the ceiling. Giggles in the dark. Play with us. Stay with us. You belong here. I found a mirror, hoping to orient myself. What looked back wasn't me. Not exactly. My reflection smiled, but I didn't. It leaned closer, its mouth open too wide. You've always been one of us. The mirror cracked. I fled again. Eventually, I found the front door. It was locked. The windows, bricked up from the inside. I screamed for help. No one answered, not even echoes. Then I heard footsteps, slow, barefoot. I turned, expecting the doll, or something worse. It was a girl, maybe 7 years old, pale skin, black dress, white eyes. "You're the new custodian," she said. I shook my head. "Number, I'm leaving." She frowned, pointed to my chest. I looked down. Pinned to my jacket was a brass name tag, Custodian. "They picked you," she said. "They always pick someone." I tried to rip the tag off. It wouldn't budge. It was fused to the fabric. No, to my skin. That was 3 years ago. I've kept the place clean, fed the shadows, read bedtime stories to the children who crawl on the ceilings and weep into the floors. I've stopped trying to escape. The orphanage isn't just a building, it's a hungry thing. And now it waits for the next visitor. If you ever get a letter sealed in red wax, burn it. If someone whispers the name St. Icarus to you, run. And if you ever find yourself standing before a gate that opens by itself, don't go in. If this story gave you chills, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for the next nightmare.